Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know you are available, able, and ready in the name of Yeshua from Nazareth. This is Proverbs 1, and I'm gonna read it at the same time, like the Message and the Names of God Bible. Whatever. So it's just Proverbs 1, and it's 1 through 7. So these are the wise sayings of Solomon, David's son, Israel's king. The Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, who was king of Israel. Given to grasp wisdom and discipline, and to understand deep thoughts, and to acquire the discipline of wise behavior and righteousness and justice and fairness. Written down so well, you'll know how to live well and right, to understand what life means and where it's going, a manual for living, for learning what's right and just and fair, to teach the inexperienced the ropes, to give our young people a grasp on reality. There's something here also for seasoned men and women, still a thing or two for the experienced, to learn fresh wisdom, to probe and penetrate the rhymes and reasons of wise men and women, to give insight to gullible people, to give knowledge and foresight to the young. A wise person will listen and continue to learn, and an understanding person will gain direction. To understand a proverb and a clear saying, the words of wise people and their riddles. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. Stubborn fools despise wisdom and discipline. Simply start with God. The first step in learning is bowing down to God. Only fools thumb their noses at such wisdom and learning. Take that, go chop it up, eat it however you will, let the Most High talk to you about it. But when we were talking, and I'm going to explain it like this. The relationship that I have with him, you know how if you're talking to a dude, you're talking to a person, and they just excite you. So if they're calling at all hours, yeah, here I come, right? That's literally us. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, my eyes open. It was kind of I'm here. I'm like, what's up? And we just start talking. Okay. And it's a real life dialogue. Okay. Okay. I know how to do it. And it works for me. It works for me because he really has given me this great perspective on my life and who I am to him. Obviously, I done been in this world 43 years. I know what I am to other people. If I'm not moving for them, doing something for them, it's I don't care about none of that. But with the Most High, him saying I need you to understand me on a deeper level, and not on this shallow level of, oh, he's God, he's great, you call on him. But in it, I don't even know how long he's given me that metaphor of going into the deep end of the pool with him, trusting him. And you have to put your hand, one hand in front of the other, and you got to start moving your legs when you're going. It's a constant motion with him. No matter what, there's nothing that's going to keep you stuck. It ain't I'm not faltering. But it's not hard to have this relationship, and that's my job, is basically to tell people, holla at him. This is what he did for me. This is how I seen him move. This is, what he really is like. This is what he's like. Holla at him. In his body, there's plenty of people that can do plenty of things, and it's amazing how God can just have it divinely flow, and it's all him. I'm not going to be orthodox or what you're used to. So when you watch these videos, it's a rough and real relationship with him. You don't think I done had times with him where I'm I hate you. I can't believe you let me bat. Plenty. Or he would be you know what? Don't do that. and I would do something else anyway, and then it would be a consequence. But him always being there like, what you learn from that? I learned to never do it again, and then do it again like a couple years later. Like, it don't make any sense. He takes the nobodies and the nothings, like all of that, you know, whatever would be considered detrimental to your well-being that's on your resume, like, oh man, you got this, it's gonna stop you from moving this way in life. Oh, you did this, you're not gonna be able to, you can't even rent an apartment. You know what I'm saying? If you got certain type of felonies, like if you're a keeper of a drug house, if you armed robberies, all of this, like, that's enough. But with him, he takes all that stuff that's on your resume and he uses it, and he qualifies you. So if he qualifies you, who could disqualify you? It's enough. It's been enough. Like, enough of settling for less. You got to want more in this relationship with him. I know I had to. And yesterday I was thinking about like how grateful I woke up in the morning. My morning was off, but like I woke up like, dang, I remember when I was 15 years old and I had a kid and I didn't even know where I was going to stay. Living out of like a book bag. Just, now I'm in my own room, clothes all over the floor because I do laundry. Grateful. Grateful that I can be used by him to touch people like me who been through this life that made you live off of or in survival mode the whole time. Giving off what for what? Walking around stone cold because you got to. I get it. I get it. So in this word, when it's saying like, you can get wisdom, discipline, to understand deep thoughts. Hey, understand whose deep thoughts? And this word isn't just, it isn't this. Like, you got to be able to seek God in everything. Anything that gives glory to him, that's him. It's not anybody else. I think I had somebody say something like, when you were talking to somebody, did you lead them to Yeshua? My God, what are you talking about? You think God just goes to people that are his? And then I had to bust down the Hagar situation where God went and found her in the wilderness. Egyptian slave girl. He wants to have a relationship with everybody and anybody. And it's not like I could ever say anything to put you on to Yeshua. I'm going to tell you about his character and be like, man, when I was going through this, he was here. When I didn't know him, he still waited. When, I was running for him, he was completely faithful. Running from him. Like, you won't come back. I love you. I'm going to love you so hard. You ain't got no choice but to come back. It's going to be the best love you've ever had in your life. Come back like, I'm back. I'm sorry I ran away. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. Like, there's nothing out there that would make me forfeit what I got. Now, maybe you might not get all of that from Proverbs 1, but it happens. I'm telling you, this happens. Grasp wisdom. Obviously, I got it. And discipline. Control yourself. Got that. To understand deep thoughts. I can understand God's deep thoughts. Not all of them, because, look, I can't. Use 8% of my brain. To acquire the discipline of wise behavior, righteousness, and justice, and fairness, and to give sight to gullible people. I was gullible once, too. And, maybe with some people in my life, I still am. But I trust the Most High that he's never going to let anything happen to me. So it doesn't matter if I'm gullible. I'm not going to switch up because somebody else is shady. My kids are 10, 9, and 8, and the shadiest. The shadiest. To give knowledge and foresight to the young, a wise person will learn continue to learn, and an understanding person will gain direction. To understand a proverb and a clever saying, the words of the wise people and their riddles. Like, God gives the best game in the world. And he gave us this Bible, like the basic instructions before leaving Earth, to have a manual on who he is and what he expects and how we gotta move. When we die, we can't take any of this with us. When I die, I want to take him in my heart. So when I get back to him, like, hey, I had you in my heart the whole time, and you know it was real. And that's a flex in the world. What? The Most High rocks with me. God of the angel armies is. We straight. Do your due diligence. Get to know God. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, and it ain't no like, oh, I'm shook. This man, I don't even want to disappoint you because I love you so much. You ain't got to worry about me. Holla at God.